Ever heard those stories, those ones where somebody loses a hard drive and boom, millions in Bitcoin, gone, just like that.
Yeah, it's a wild world out there for sure.
That's what we're diving into today, this whole world of crypto inheritance. You sent over some articles on this, and wow, it's a lot more complicated than I thought.
Yeah, it really is like a silent revolution happening. Most people, they don't think about their, digital stuff as part of their legacy, like when they're gone. But with crypto blowing up like it is, it's becoming a really big deal.
Okay, so let's break it down, starting with the basics. You mentioned the blockchain, which honestly I hear everywhere, but like, what actually is it? How does it even play into all of this inheritance stuff?
So imagine this. Every single transaction on a blockchain, it's like writing it down in this big public ledger, right? Everyone can see it. But here's the catch. The identities behind those transactions, those are like hidden with encryption. Kind of like, those transparent vaults. You could see something's in there, but good luck getting to it without the key.
Okay, so if someone were to, say, bequeath their crypto to someone, how do the heirs even find it? I mean, if the owner's identity is basically hidden, like you said.
That's where things get tricky. It's not like your regular bank account with your name plastered on it.
Right.
To get to those assets, you need a digital key. And that key, you guessed it, it lives in a cryptocurrency wallet.
So like a digital piggy bank. I've heard that term thrown around.
Exactly, a digital piggy bank. But imagine two types, all right? You've got your high security vault, that's your hardware wallet, and then you've got your more, your everyday wallet, that's the software wallet. Think of something like a Ledger Nano, that's a hardware wallet, keeps your crypto offline, super secure. Might not be as user-friendly, but hey, security over convenience, right?
And then the software wallets, those are for what? More like everyday transactions, but less secure, I'm guessing.
You got it. Platforms like MetaMask, that's a good example. They live online, so transactions are smoother, but, and this is a big but, they might be more vulnerable to, those pesky hackers compared to the whole offline thing that hardware wallets have going on.
Okay, two different approaches to security, got it. But let's say you've got your piggy bank, whatever kind it is. How do you actually get the crypto out?
All right, now we're getting to the really interesting part. Both hardware and software wallets, they both use this thing called a recovery phrase. Think of it like the master password, the key to the entire vault, all your crypto riches.
So if you lose that phrase, that's it. Game over for your crypto fortune.
You got it. It's just a string of words, usually 12 or 24, and if those words are gone, poof, your crypto is gone with them. That's why it's so crucial for anyone who owns crypto to have a plan, not just for keeping that recovery phrase safe, but for making sure someone they trust, someone they really trust, knows about it and where to find it.
It's like a digital treasure map. You need the right clues to even start looking for the buried treasure. This is starting to feel like an episode of Lost, and we're just getting started.
You're not wrong about that. But instead of a mysterious island, we're dealing with the blockchain, and let me tell you, that can be just as mysterious sometimes.
Okay, so you've got the treasure map, that recovery phrase, and you're staring at this digital vault full of, well, who knows what. How do you even know what's inside? Is there a way to get like an inventory before you dive into the whole trading thing?
All right, now we're talking, this is where things get really interesting. Imagine this. You want to know what's in a safe, right? But you don't want to crack it open just yet. Well, in the crypto world, there are these platforms like Arkham that are making that possible.
Arkham, like Batman's nemesis.
Yeah.
Are we talking about crypto supervillains now?
Not quite villains, but definitely a powerful player in the crypto world, that's for sure. The cool thing about Arkham is you don't need a secret password or anything like that. All you need is the wallet address. Think of it like a public ID for that piggy bank we were talking about earlier.
Hold on, back up a sec. We've said wallet address a few times, but for those who don't speak crypto, what is it?
It's basically a unique string of letters and numbers that act as a kind of like a public identifier for a crypto wallet.
Got it. So like an account number for your digital cash.
Exactly. You could share it with someone if you wanted them to send you crypto. But the cool thing is, unlike your bank account number, it doesn't reveal who you are.
Okay, so with this wallet address, Arkham is like, what, an X-ray? Lets you peek inside and see what's there.
You got it. You can see everything, what type of crypto is in there, Bitcoin, Ethereum, stable coins, even those meme coins you hear about. You can see how much of each, the transaction history, the whole shebang. It's a game changer for transparency, especially in a world that usually loves its anonymity.
That's wild. It's like having your own personal crypto detective.
Yeah.
So, okay, you've accessed the wallet, you've used Arkham to get your inventory, and you're sitting on, let's say, a nice little pile of Bitcoin. Now what? How do you
Right.
turn that into, actual money you can spend?
All right, so here's where cryptocurrency exchanges come into play. They're like the bridge between the crypto world and the regular financial system. You've got your decentralized exchanges, DX for short, which are like these big, vibrant marketplaces, peer to peer. Uniswap is a great example of a DX. Super popular, especially for how they handle trades with this thing called automated market makers.
Okay, before we get into all that, and I'm already feeling a little lost, what's a centralized exchange? You said there were two main types, right?
Right. So centralized exchanges, or CEXs, think of them like the familiar faces in finance, platforms like Binance or crypto.com. They're more like your traditional brokerage firms. They act as a middleman, make it easy to buy and sell crypto with a much more user-friendly interface. And they usually have, customer support and all that.
Yeah. So if DXs are like those bustling marketplaces, CEXs are like the established banks.
Exactly. You got it. DXs give you more control, more anonymity. While CEXs, they offer a smoother experience, especially for beginners. They both have their pros and cons. It all depends on what you're looking for and how much risk you're comfortable with.
Got it. Starting to see the bigger picture here. But before we move on to actually selling that inherited crypto, gotta ask about something that's been bugging me. Stable coins. I mean, isn't that kind of an oxymoron?
Yeah.
How can anything be stable in the crypto world with prices going up and down like crazy?
I hear you. It does seem a little counterintuitive, right? But stablecoins are designed to address that exact issue. Imagine you could take a cryptocurrency and link its value to something more, well, stable, like the US dollar. That's essentially what stablecoins like Tether, USDT, and USD Coin, USDC, do. They aim to give you the speed and all the cool features of crypto transactions, but with the price stability of, regular currencies.
So less roller coaster, more like smooth sailing.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about inheritance, where you don't want to gamble with someone's money.
Exactly. Converting those volatile cryptos into stablecoins can be a smart move when you're dealing with inheritance. It's all about managing risk, making sure those assets are still in the crypto world, but without the constant fear of them losing value overnight.
Stablecoins, they're like the calm in the middle of a crypto hurricane. But let's say you've inherited some Bitcoin, right? Swapped it for some stablecoins, and now you want to actually, spend it, turn it into real world cash. What's the play?
All right, so it's time to go back to those crypto exchanges we talked about. Remember, two main types, DEXs, those decentralized exchanges like Uniswap, and CEXs, the centralized exchanges like Binance or crypto.com.
But like the bustling marketplaces versus the, what did you say, the well-established banks.
Exactly. And they both have a role to play in this whole process. First, you'd head to a DAX, a place like Uniswap. Since they're all about swapping crypto, you'd use your inherited Bitcoin to get those stable coins. Kind of like, trading in your gold for something a little less prone to wild swings in value.
So the DEX is like the currency exchange booth at the crypto airport. You go there to trade one crypto for another.
Perfect analogy. And then the final step, cashing out. That's where those user-friendly CEXs come in, those Binance or crypto.com platforms. Think of them like the bridge between crypto land and your bank account. You'd send your stable coins over to the CEX, sell them for, whatever regular currency you want, dollars, euros, whatever you need. And then, boom, you just initiate a transfer straight to your bank.
Sounds pretty straightforward. Almost too easy. But before I go spending money I don't have, got to ask, what about taxes?
Always thinking ahead. I like it. Yeah, taxes. Got to remember those. Selling crypto, even if you inherited it, it usually means you owe some taxes. Now, I'm not a financial advisor or anything, but talking to a tax professional, that's always a smart move. Make sure you're doing everything by the book.
Solid advice. This whole deep dive has been eye-opening, to say the least. It's crazy to think that all this digital stuff is becoming such a big part of what we leave behind.
It really highlights how important it is to plan for our digital legacy, just like we do with, our houses and all that. And as this whole world keeps changing, who knows what kind of new solutions we'll have for managing and passing on crypto.
It's like we're writing a whole new chapter in the story of inheritance right here, right now. So to everyone listening, this is just the beginning. We've given you the basics, the tools to navigate this whole world of crypto inheritance. But the most important thing is to start thinking about it, consider your own digital legacy, and figure out what works best for you. Until next time, happy exploring.